Hello, welcome back again to Urban X-Files. My name is Keith, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Speke Hall. I have mentioned Speke Hall in the previous story, but this is more about the Grey Lady of Speke Hall. The district of Speke lies at the southeast boundary of Liverpool, where it borders Cheshire Borough through Halton and the metropolitan borough of Knowsley. The area was recorded as Speke, an Anglo-Saxon word meaning brushwood, and in the Domesday Book of 1086, when it was owned by a Saxon thane named Uchtred. Amongst Uchtred's listed properties was a large hall, and today's Speke Hall stands upon the foundations of that ancient building. Construction of the oldest surviving part of the house, known as the Great Hall, began in 1490, and the building is widely regarded as being one of the finest existing examples of Tudor architecture. Speke Hall's multitudinous points of interest include concealed priest holes at the hands of Queen Elizabeth I's regime. In the Great Hall, there hangs a life-size portrait of John Middleton. He was a 16th century giant buried in the nearby village of Hale, roughly 5 minutes drive from Speke Hall, who is said to have reached a height of 9 foot 3 inches, which is 2.8 meters. There is a striking courtyard in which a pair of yew trees known as Adam and Eve have stood for more than 3 centuries. And then, of course, there are the ghosts. The ethereal figure of a woman dressed in grey has repeatedly been seen on several occasions gliding through the Great Hall. And this Grey Lady, also is referred at times as a White Lady, is thought by many to be the ghost of Lady Marie Beauclerc. She is said to have died in the house during the reign of King George II, and it was December of 1736 when Mary Norris, whose family had owned Speke Hall and the surrounding land for generations, married Lord Sidney Beauclerc, son of Charles Beauclerc, the 1st Duke of St Albans. The story goes that Lord Sidney was a bit of a rake and had a fondness for laying a bet or two. The Norris fortunes were gradually eroded by Sidney's decadence until the day eventually came when there was simply nothing left. When Lord Sidney broke the news of their ruin to his lady wife, she was distraught to a point of mania, and in a fit of rage and despair, Mary cast her infant son out of a high bedroom window into the hall's moat. Anguished and no doubt racked with guilt, Mary made her way downstairs to the Great Hall, where she found a blade and took her own life. In addition to the apparitions in the Great Hall, the Grey Lady has also reportedly been witnessed on a number of occasions at the window of the bedroom, known as the Tapestry Room, where she is said to have defenestrated her little one. A Victorian cradle which sits in the room is alleged to have been seen moving as if being rocked by invisible hands, and the sound of a baby crying has been heard echoing throughout the house. It is worth noting that the accounts of Mary's infanticide and suicide do not quite match up with the established historical facts. Records show that Lord Sidney Beauclerc and Lady Mary Beauclerc had only one son named Topham Beauclerc, who lived to the age of 41 and was a good friend of Dr. Samuel Johnson. He was the creator of the Dictionary of the English Language in 1755. It is, of course, possible that the baby who was thrown from the window was Tottenham's younger sibling, that no record of this child exists because of the untimely demise. I have also sadly drawn a blank when it comes to finding any documented evidence of Mary's death date. Lord Sidney was never married to another, which seems rather surprising if we accept the notion that he was a bit of a cad, or then again perhaps not. But he did pass away in 1744, only 5 years after Topham was born. Perhaps the Grey Lady is the shade of an entirely different individual from the hall's long history. A dwelling of one sort or another has, after all, stood on that spot for close to 1,000 years. It is a chance also worth noting that many of the buildings which we now know house priest holes, rooms where an entrance or exit is secreted, are often reputed to be haunted, and indeed such rumours might once have helped to explain away unexpected sounds or glimpses of movement should any Elizabethan royalists call coming. Now, there are plenty of strange stories that go with Speke Hall, and this is the most famous of them all, although you go and speak to many of the historians that now reside in Speke Hall and around the area will say that that is not true. But who is to say what happened hundreds of years ago? It could have been a true story that was written and directed away from such a terrible crime back then to take a person's life. It would have been tried as two trials, one for taking the life of their own child and two for the life of their own. That's two accounts of murder. So who knows? For now, I hope you enjoyed today's story of the ghost of Speke Hall. Take care and see you all in the next video.